If you're exhausted right now, you're not broken. You're actually living against everything your body evolved to do. Because here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Ancient humans didn't sleep 8 hours a night. They slept way more than that. And when you find out why, you're going to understand why you're so tired all the time. Most of us think sleep is simple. You work all day, you get tired, you sleep for 8 hours, you wake up, done. But that's not how human sleep worked for literally thousands of years. And the difference between how they slept and how you sleep right now might be the single biggest reason your energy is in the gutter. Let me take you back about 500 years, before electricity, before artificial lighting, before your phone could buzz you awake at 3 in the morning, before any of that. An average person's sleep pattern was completely different from yours. Here's what actually happened. When the sun went down, people didn't immediately fall asleep. They'd hang out, they'd talk, they'd do household tasks. But here's where it gets interesting. They'd go to bed earlier than you think, maybe around 8 or 9 p.m., but they wouldn't sleep straight through. They'd sleep for about 3 or 4 hours. Then they'd wake up, fully conscious. And this wasn't something wrong with them. This wasn't insomnia. This was completely normal. In fact, sleeping straight through the night is actually the weird thing, the unnatural thing. So, what did they do during this time awake? Some historians call it the second sleep period, but the time in between was called the watching. People would literally just be awake. Some would read by candlelight, some would pray, some would visit neighbors, some would do household chores. And then, after an hour or two, they'd go back to bed and sleep until morning. This wasn't exclusive to one culture either. You see it documented across Europe. You see it in historical writings from Africa, Asia. It was everywhere. This was the default human sleep pattern for centuries. But here's what's really wild. Ancient humans didn't just have different sleep schedules. They slept more hours per day overall. We're talking 10, sometimes 12 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period. Not all at once, but throughout the day and night combined. Let me explain why. Your ancestors weren't lazy, they were actually more efficient. See, they didn't have artificial light. When the sun went down, they couldn't work anymore, so they slept. Then they woke up naturally during their second sleep period. Then they slept again. Then they woke up with the sun. But that's not the whole story, because during the day, especially in hotter climates, they'd take naps, siestas, sometimes long ones. An afternoon nap wasn't seen as laziness, it was essential. It was when the heat made work impossible anyway. So the total sleep time was split across multiple periods throughout a 24-hour day. Maybe 3 hours at night, a couple more hours in the second sleep, then another hour or two during the afternoon. All of it was normal. All of it was expected. Now here's where your modern life completely breaks this down. You have artificial lighting. Electricity revolutionized human society, but it also revolutionized sleep. Suddenly, when the sun went down, you could still work. You could still be productive. The night became something you could fight against. So what happened? We condensed all our sleep into one 8-hour block. We tried to force the human body to sleep like it's on some kind of industrial schedule. Wake up at 6:30, work until 5, sleep from 11 to 7, repeat forever. Except your body didn't evolve for that. Your circadian rhythm, your internal clock, it's still running on ancient software. It still wants to do multiple sleep periods. It still wants to respond to natural light patterns. It still wants to take that afternoon nap. But you're fighting it. You're forcing yourself to stay awake when your body is screaming for sleep. Then you're forcing yourself to sleep during a rigid 8-hour window when your body might want to split that up differently. Here's another thing ancient humans had that you don't. They weren't stressed about sleep. They didn't have insomnia anxiety. They didn't lie in bed worrying about falling asleep. If they woke up during the night, they just got up. They knew they'd sleep again later. There was no panic, no catastrophizing, just acceptance. Modern humans, we wake up at 3 a.m. and immediately think we've ruined our whole day. We panic about not getting enough sleep, and that panic itself keeps us awake. It's a vicious cycle that ancient humans never had to deal with, and the stimulation, Oh man, the stimulation is completely different. Your ancestors, when they were winding down for bed, they weren't checking their phone. They weren't watching television. They weren't scrolling through content that triggered their brain into high alert. Your nervous system is designed to respond to threats. When you see something exciting on your screen, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. It's the stress response. Your ancestors would have experienced that maybe a couple times a year when actual danger showed up. You're experiencing it multiple times per hour before bed, so your nervous system never actually calms down. You go to bed in a semi-activated state. Then you wonder why you can't sleep or why you wake up in the middle of the night. Your brain is still running on high alert because you just filled it with stimulation. And there's one more thing: light. Your ancestors slept in complete darkness, not just mostly dark, completely dark. The kind of dark where you can't see your hand in front of your face. That kind of dark. Your bedroom? It's probably got the glow from your phone, maybe a clock radio, maybe a street light coming through the window. That light, even though it seems minimal to you, it's constantly signaling to your brain that it's time to be awake. Your pineal gland is being suppressed from producing melatonin, so you lie there and you can't figure out why you're not sleeping. Ancient humans would have looked at our sleep situation and thought we were insane. Stay awake against your body's natural inclination, using bright light and stimulating devices, then try to force yourself to sleep, then panic when you wake up naturally, like humans have woken up for hundreds of thousands of years. Yeah, they'd think we were insane. So, what can you actually do about this? First, understand that if you're tired, you're not broken. You're just working against your own biology. Second, consider that maybe 8 straight hours isn't the right amount of sleep for you. Maybe you need 10 hours spread across multiple periods. You could try implementing segmented sleep. Go to bed earlier than you do now. Sleep for 3 or 4 hours. Let yourself wake up. Don't panic. Get up, read, do something calm for an hour or so. Then go back to sleep. See if your body naturally falls back asleep. This is how humans slept for literally thousands of years. Third, cut the stimulation before bed. No screens for at least an hour before sleep. Your nervous system needs to downregulate. Without the stimulation, your body can actually prepare for sleep the way it evolved to. Fourth, make your bedroom dark, properly dark. Invest in blackout curtains. Get rid of the light pollution. Let your pineal gland do its job and produce melatonin when it's supposed to. Fifth, if you can, take a short nap in the afternoon. Even 20 minutes can reset your nervous system and help you get through the day. Ancient humans knew this. That's why siestas were everywhere. They're not lazy, they're smart. And finally, stop fighting your body when it wants to wake up in the middle of the night. If you wake up, that's not failure. That's your body doing exactly what it evolved to do. Get up, calm your nervous system, then sleep again when you're ready. The crazy thing is, the moment you stop fighting your own biology, sleep becomes easier. You stop panicking about insomnia because you realize that waking up at night isn't insomnia. It's just being human. Your ancestors knew this. They didn't have melatonin supplements or sleeping pills or meditation apps. They just had an understanding that sleep happens in cycles, not in one rigid block. And once you accept that, once you stop fighting it, you'll probably sleep better than you have in years. Because here's the truth: you're not tired because you're broken. You're tired because you're living against 500 years of technological progress that completely rewired how humans sleep. The fix isn't more medication. It's not a better mattress. It's understanding how your body actually wants to sleep and working with that instead of against it. If you found this interesting, there's actually a whole world of information about how ancient cultures approached sleep, rest, and recovery that modern science is just now catching up to. This is just the beginning.